Guys, so welcome to day 3 of a week that I've been saying all week is really just marked by these really intense power shifts that are happening mainly in relationships and in regards to authority figures as well. We have more of that ongoing today. We actually have the Eris Point being activated today and will be activated for the next 4 days. The Eris Point is like the ultimate in the break the chains energetic that is being discharged. So we're dealing with this now as well. We also have the moon coming into a conjunction with Pluto today, intensifying this aspect even more. So let's talk about it and see what this might bring for us collectively today. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. So let's jump into the energetics. We have an Eris Point activation to talk about today, first and foremost. The Eris Point is located at 21 degrees of Aries. This is the degree in the sky where the planet Eris was originally discovered. The planet Eris is all about sort of like the dark side of the feminine. And Eris wants truth and authenticity and freedom, liberation, and integrity above all else, essentially. In the mythology, Eris throws the apple of discord, and she really isn't too upset about who is displaced or upset by it, because getting the truth, getting her point across is really the ultimate goal. The Sabian symbol, or the degree of the Eris Point, 21 degrees of Aries, described in a symbolic form. The symbol associated with this degree is a boxer entering the ring. And for those of you who are unaware of what the Sabian symbols are, just let me state they're a group of symbols that represents each and every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. Whenever a planet is at a specific point, discharging a specific degree, we can look to the symbol that is being discharged via the Sabian symbols, and it gives us more information about why this aspect is happening, the underlying purpose of it in the context of this grand unfolding astrological saga, astrological drama, the cosmic blueprint that is always carrying us through time and space. So I always like to look at the Sabian symbols because they just give us more information about what is going on with any planet at any point in time in terms of the aspects, in terms of the overall context of things. And like I said, the Sabian symbol for the degree of the Eris Point, 21 degrees of Aries, is a boxer entering the ring. And it really is, the way I see it, it's like the freedom fighter degree. Like the freedom fighter of the whole zodiac, the Eris Point, 21 degrees of Aries. And whenever this specific point is activated, it has a tendency to ignite this frequency in all of us collectively. And a lot of times when this frequency is being activated, this is a point in time where we are really feeling like we have no choice but to stand up for ourselves and to liberate ourselves from something out of alignment that has been going on in some type of a way or another. So we're working with this energy collectively today. And like I said, this is actually opening a 4-day activation window because we have the sun activating the Eris Point today. But remember, by opposition, of course, but remember, Mars and the sun are still in a very close conjunction. And so that means that while the sun activates the Eris Point today, on Wednesday, not tomorrow, not Thursday, but Friday and Saturday, well, however it works out, until the 17th. Sorry, my days are a little messed up. It's Mercury retrograde. I always film these videos before the actual day when they're occurring, and a lot of times I don't even know what day of the week it actually is. And I'm kind of there in this moment. So anyways, I'll just say that by the 17th, Mars will move out of opposition with the Eris Point. But from now until then, this energy is really very highly activated, both by the sun opposing the Eris Point and then by Mars opposing the Eris Point as well. Mars will be opposing the Eris Point for 2 days because it takes 2 days for Mars to discharge a single degree. And so this is going to be ongoing through that period of time. And Mars in opposition to the Eris Point is going to be really potentially explosive as well. It's interesting because Mars is the ruler of Aries, where the Eris Point is located, and the last transit of Mars through Aries that we had most recently, Mars was there for an extremely extended period of time and went back and forth over the Eris Point 3 times. And that was pretty significant because of just the relationship that Mars has to the Eris Point and what that triplicity of activations was doing. It was really purifying the Mars energy and bringing it more in alignment with like the spiritual warrior. And now we're going to have the first Mars activation of the Eris Point since Mars was in Aries, in the conjunction to the Sun, right after the Sun opposes the Eris Point. And so I really feel like this is going to be activating also things that began when Mars was in Aries the last time around. So definite break the chains, freedom fighting frequencies in a big way going on this week. And then even to another level because of Mars's involvement. And it's for the purpose of, I mean, the spiritual warrior is definitely being ignited within all of us to fight for our freedom this week as we move towards the weekend. So should be interesting to see, you know, what transpires for us personally and collectively. But again, this is happening in the context of this week that we're in that is very much about these fundamental and very powerful shifts in power dynamics in terms of long established control systems that we've been functioning in our individual lives and collectively. And this energetic is definitely playing into that as well. So yeah, we have the Sun opposing the Eris Point today. Again, that degree, the Eris Point, 21 degrees of Aries, a boxer entering the ring. That is also the degree where the Earth is today, being always in a polar opposition to the Sun. So, you know, the state of the Earth today, here on Earth, we are the boxer entering the ring. We are ready to break out of toxic dynamics generally, okay, and stand in our power. This is, like I said, opening this 4-day window where people are going to be very motivated to fight for their freedom from things that they have been bound to that are keeping them out of their truth, their power, their integrity, and their personal sense of ultimate liberation. That is what this energy dynamic is igniting collectively within all of us, okay? Break the chains and break away energy for sure. And because of the current position of the planets, it's also in a Jupiter retrograde right now is at 23 degrees of Aquarius, which is only a 2-degree orb trine to this opposition from the Sun at 21 degrees of Libra today, opposing the Eris Point. So Jupiter is really in trine to this right now, and Jupiter expands things, and Jupiter's retrograde. And when Jupiter's retrograde, it is trying to give us a heightened and a strengthened faith and trust and belief in ourselves, and a like more significant level of confidence in ourselves and in our ability to stand in our truth. And that energy is amplified in the context of this Sun in opposition to the Eris Point. So this general freedom fighting dynamic that we're dealing with in the context of this Eris Point activation today is being amplified by this heightened faith and belief and trust in ourselves that we are receiving from the frequencies of Jupiter in this position right now as well. Also, and another interesting thing today, for this activation of the Sun in opposition to the Eris Point, when I looked at this chart, I always look at the chart for 12 p.m. Eastern time on whatever day. Jupiter is at 22 degrees and 22 minutes of Aquarius when I'm looking at this chart. And that's like the 2222, you know, numerologically, that brings up themes of relationships. And the Sun and Mars and Mercury and the Libra cycle, everything is in Libra right now talking about relationships. So again, to me, even by the numerological degree being like the exact degree and minute being discharged by Jupiter today in the trine to the Sun opposite the Eris Point, it's symbolically indicating to me as well that this is about relationship dynamics shifting. And of course, we are also in the Libra cycle, and the Sun is also in Libra, speaking about relationships. And Jupiter is also at 23 degrees of Aquarius, the Sabian symbol where Jupiter is located right now, is a big bear sitting down, waving all of its paws. So again, this is also like an expanded faith and trust and belief in ourselves, but also really defending that faith and trust and belief in ourselves, which really lines up with the Eris Point activation, the boxer entering the ring. And also, because Pluto, who recently went direct, is at 25 degrees of Capricorn right now, this also brings Pluto into a relatively close square to the Eris Point as well. And so this Eris Point activation by the Sun today and by Mars over the next couple days is also in a square to Pluto. And so, you know, again, and Pluto just went direct. And so again, this is definitely trying to break us out of these long-standing and established power and control dynamics in relationships and in regards to authority figures and partnerships and finances, breaking us out of toxic relationship patterns. That is the underlying theme that all of the energetics are really trying to do for us and move us towards this week, is an ability to break free from anything that has been binding us and that is not good for us. Toxic relationships, toxic thought patterns, toxic belief systems, toxic business partnerships and financial arrangements, anything that has been enslaving us or that we've been enslaved to or been giving our power away to that has not been benefiting us. That is what we are inherently being faced with and needing to stand up for ourselves and embrace these shifting power dynamics and step into our power and break out of these situations. And it's just being indicated collectively for all of us right now that this is the process that is underway. And there's another aspect going on today, which is adding to and emphasizing this as well. And that is that we have the moon in late Capricorn today, still referencing Saturn recently direct, Saturn ruler of Capricorn, and Pluto obviously in Capricorn right now. The moon is going to be coming to a conjunction with Pluto. And again, this is emphasizing these power shifts that are going on. And we are being like, the moon rules our emotions and our feelings and our internal environment. And Pluto direct is talking about this new relationship to our own power that we are coming into alignment with now, and the way that that is shifting and changing the power dynamics in our lives pertaining to pre-established constructs that we have been operating under up until this point in time. So, you know, with this alignment with the moon and Pluto today, while we have the sun in an opposition to the Eris Point and square to Pluto and trine to Jupiter, we're being empowered emotionally today to break free and break away from the things that we really need to, those toxic situations that are not truly benefiting us. Even if they feel comfortable or if it's what we're used to, they've reached the end of their purpose, and it's really time for us to release ourselves from those things. And that is a lot of what's going on. We are internally being aligned with the power shifts going on with the moon in the conjunction with Pluto direct today, and we are standing up for ourselves and we are standing in our power, and this also is motivating us to break free. So it's going on in both polarities today. The sun, in terms of our spirit, is breaking free and standing up for itself, wanting to be liberated from anything that we've been enslaved to. And the moon is also in a conjunction with Pluto today, who recently went direct, talking about this emotional internal alignment with standing in our power and the new relationship internally that we are cultivating to our own power and the changes that this is causing in our lives. We're emotionally aligning with a sense of empowerment today, and it is inspiring us with the sun to really break out of these patterns and these relationships specifically, and these belief systems as well. And it's just having this, like, it's working on both aspects of our psyche, on the spirit level and on the soul level, it's just really, we're just really being activated today in terms, and it's not just today, this whole week is about these power shifts. And it makes sense because we are in this Libra cycle right now that is all about upsetting the peace in relationship dynamics so that things can come back into a better and more proper alignment with what we truly hold in our heart. And that brings me to the third aspect that we have going on today, This is an aspect between, it's a sextile that's going on exact between Venus, ruler of this Libra cycle, in Sagittarius, and Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn who recently went direct. We have an exact sextile. Venus is at 7 degrees of Sagittarius. Saturn is at 7 degrees of Aquarius. And the Sabian symbols for those degrees, 7 degrees of Sag, where Venus is today, is Cupid knocking on the door of a human heart. And remember, Venus in Sagittarius is really about true love and our true authentic value, the truth of our value, the truth of our love. And Saturn in Aquarius, 7 degrees of Aquarius, is a child is seen being born from an eggshell. And so with these two planets together, and remember, Venus is really dictating the entire story of things because this is her cycle that we're in right now. So everything that is happening in this cycle is really for the purpose of whatever is going on with Venus at this point in time. And in Sagittarius today and right now, it's again about true love and true value, the recognition of the truth of our genuine love, what we truly love and what we truly value, and embodying that. And, you know, with Saturn, it's like we are forming or birthing at the child being born from the eggshell degree, totally new structures, Saturn, aligned with our true value and our true love. Cupid knocking at the door of a human heart. It really doesn't get much more specific than that. And that is truly the motivation behind these shifts that are happening. All the breakdown, all the conflict, all the turmoil, all the upheaval, all the shifting power dynamics, all the breaking free and breaking away that is happening right now is happening so that we can begin this process of forming and building these new structures in our lives that are truly in alignment with what we truly love and what we truly value. Cupid knocking on the door of a human heart. So that is the business. That's what's going on. That's why it's going on. And generally this week, especially over this next 4 days, we can probably anticipate a lot of protesting, a lot of outrage, a lot of people just generally having had enough of things, standing in their power, speaking their mind, not being so concerned about disheveling or upsetting the status quo anymore, emotionally aligning with these power shifts that are happening right now and stepping into their personal power and moving in a new direction that is supporting and supportive of what is truly in the nature of their heart, that they're realizing they really truly value above all else. So that is the story for today, you guys. Let's get into the tarot really quickly. Interesting. I was shuffling the cards this morning, and immediately before I even really got to get into a shuffle, one card jumped out and I was like, no, not yet. I need to shuffle more. And so I put it back in the deck and I shuffled for a little while, and then lo and behold, the same card jumped out again. So I got to take it. And that card that jumped out was the Hermit. Can you guys see that? The Hermit. It's interesting because this card just came out the other day as well. And this card to me represents Saturn in a lot of ways. It also can be associated with Virgo or Mercury, but I really see the Hermit as a card that is representing the Saturn archetype. And it really is about like wisdom gained through a period of isolation or introspection or self-reflection, self-analysis, just being more like isolated and contained and inward, and the wisdom that is derived from that process. And like I said, this to me is also referencing Saturn having recently gone direct. And then on the back of the deck, so you know, collectively I'm feeling like we are all sort of like experiencing, and we have experienced this Hermit process. And now that Saturn is direct, it's really talking about we are looking at life through the lens of the wisdom that we gained through this internalized, isolated process of more introspection that we've gone through. And then actually, when I went to look at the back of the deck, a bunch of cards fell off. And so I took all of them because they sort of told a little story, and I felt like maybe it was relevant. So I'm just going to tell the story in the context or in the way that they came out. And I feel like it's describing sort of the collective state of things. So the first card that came out was the world upside down. So, a lot of us have been experiencing our world tipped upside down over this past times that we've been going through. And 10 of Wands, it has been a heavy burden. It has been a lot that we've been dealing with. And it really pushed us to a choice, pushed us to a position, the Two of Swords, where we felt like we really had to make a very difficult or sort of like a blind choice. And we made the choice, or we're in the process of making the choice, and it has given us some peace. Making that choice, taking that risk, making that blind choice actually has created a state of peace, and we can rest a little bit more since we've made the choice of what we need to do. And what is the nature of this choice? It was the Three of Swords in reverse. Whatever choice it was that you made, that you're feeling a little bit peaceful about right now, you feel like is aligned with your intuition, is helping you to breathe a little bit easier, it was the right choice because it is actually healing. It is leading to a healing. The Three of Swords in reverse is about healing wounds, especially wounds of the heart. And that is what is going on with the energetics right now as well. We are deciding to stand, making a choice to stand in our power so that we can heal essentially the wounds of our heart and come into alignment with what we actually truly genuinely love and value. And then the last card that came out was the Four of Pentacles. So we're holding on to this process. We're not letting it go. We're not being swayed. We can't be talked out of it. We have made up our mind. The world was upside down. It got really, really heavy. We had to make a really scary choice. But we follow our intuition, and the choice is actually leading to something that can make us feel and give us a little bit of sense of internal peace. And that's what it does. And it begins this process of healing our heart so that we can come back into a greater alignment with those things that we truly value and move down this road of authenticity that is promised to lead to this ultimate fulfillment that we've never experienced before. That is where this path is taking us. That is what the Age of Aquarius is ultimately about, is leading us to this place of self-mastery, self-knowledge, self-empowerment, self-fulfillment, so that we can come into our true potential and really experience life the way that we were meant to live it. And, all of the joy and all of the fulfillment and all of the abundance, and teach and show others, and serve humanity with that as well. That's really what this is all about. And with the Four of Pentacles here, like, we are holding on to that. We are not letting go of that. We've made our choice. We've made our decision. We've laid down whatever was holding us back, whatever was so heavy on our soul, on our heart, so that we can finally rest and begin to heal our heart and come back into alignment with that true and authentic, genuine truth. And we are not letting this go. We are moving down this direction, and it has a lot to do with the wisdom that we gained through this very internalized and potentially isolated process. So that's what the cards are talking about today. That seems to be the collective experience that we've been dealing with that has led us up to this week of these power shifts, these power changes. And it makes sense in the context of everything that's going on. We are breaking out of toxic patterns, addictions too. People may just be spontaneously breaking out of addictions this week under this cycle, this Libra cycle, under these energetics as well, because it's just so, like, that is the energy right now, like breaking the chains, breaking away from the things that we have been, enslaved to, and the things that have been really controlling us in a multitude of ways, in a multitude of levels. Now I'm going to grab a synchronicity card for all of us really quick. This is going to be our collective message from Spirit today for whoever is watching this right now. Whenever you're watching this, this is what Spirit wants you to know and whatever you're dealing with in your life. So I'm just going to shuffle for a minute, see what comes out for us, and we'll go with it. I love these synchronicity cards. Oh, we got one. And it is a very simple message today. It says no. So if you're questioning something today, if you're wondering If you need to change your mind about a conviction that you've been pretty set with, the answer is no. Keep the path. Keep going forward. Don't look back. Don't look down. Stick to the decision. And, you know, if you have a question that you've been deliberating on, this is in reference to this Two of Swords, blind choice energy. If there has been a choice that you have been questioning up until this point in time, and you've been looking for some intuitive guidance or a message from spirit to give you some clarity, that might be your answer. The answer today, if you have a question that you don't know what to do and you're looking for a yes or no answer, the answer is no. So that's what we have from spirit today, guys. That is what we have coming down from the universal blueprint today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to provide something for you. Whoa! You know, I swear, I've been having so many, like, behind the scenes, like, technical issues these past couple days. Some of them haven't been so behind the scenes, trying to just, like, cameras not working and things getting unplugged and things falling over. Totally, like, Mercury retrograde issues, but there went my light again. Anyways, I think I was saying, I don't even remember what I was saying. I don't know. So I'm done with my video now. If you guys liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends if you think that they would be interested. Leave me comments, you guys. I absolutely love reading your comments. If you want to get a hold of me, if you need to get a hold of me for any reason, AubreyStarsAstrology@gmail.com. I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group if you're interested or into that type of thing as well. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys, so that we can continue talking about these unfolding energetics this week, as we are definitely in this profound energy generally, this whole cycle, this whole year. Like, it's just intense right now. I'm not making it up. I promise I'm not over dramatizing things. In fact, I really try to, like, under dramatize things a little bit, because I don't really, you know, we are, at the end of the day, the masters of our own reality, and I really like try to keep things as calm, cool, and collected as possible, while also trying to explain the significance of what is going on. So that's what I have to say. Thank you guys again for watching. Come back with me tomorrow so that we can keep talking about the energetics, and I'm wishing everybody a really wonderful, beautiful day. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.